much where they are right now, and it's really weird because it's just early. It's like January. Like we're just getting to the end of January, February.
Right, and it doesn't even like drop until what?
Holidays.
Well, you know what it is though. Like E3, like really is kind of like not really worth it anymore.
Yeah, because
the way
basically
that news spreads so much, like
what's the point?
Yeah.
But also game conference, like the actual, not console makers, but like, well, that's actually an interesting angle, that console makers could actually become the people actually creating conferences, because then all of their properties will benefit from that, right? But like BlizzCon though, like the game makers are making conferences.
Yeah.
And that's actually more interesting when you think about it all, like, because at least for me, because now I get to learn about the inner workings of how they're thinking about games.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And
I meet all the gamers as well who play with me, which makes it more of a religious experience.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So like Sony's been doing that with PlayStation Experience, and like the funny thing is like, well, Microsoft has one too. I forget what they called it. But the funny thing about like Sony is like, it's not like you're really leaving E3. You're just down the street doing your own thing.
Yeah,
right.
Down the street.
Like people are leaving E3 and just walking a block down and going into Zing. It's the same thing Nintendo did. Like Nintendo still considers the thing partially E3, even though they're not like on E3 schedule.
Well, what they're basically doing is like building up their experience, right? Or it's kind of like, you know, like game makers, like meaning like traditional board game makers, right? Or like toy developers, they do the same thing with New York Toy Fair. They'll go rent a building, to your point, right next door, just to hijack the traffic from the toy fair. They're not even going to be there at the actual event. They move their stuff to another space. So it's a completely controlled environment, and I don't have to deal with the logistics of the venue.
They have whole control over creativity and presentation and all that. And
but what I think what I think it does though over time though is it allows you to build your own. Like you're just building an audience,
control the narrative,
and that's it. Yeah.
So you know, there's that. So you know, stay tuned for more of the console war to come.